This episode, we're going to be talking about Steven Bomb number 6. Welcome to Beach City. I'm Victor Frost, and this is Steven Universe Universe. It's good to be back in the saddle again. I've been doing so much pre-production work for Project Phoenix rather than, filming, that I actually had to clean the light bulbs for the set before recording this. But here we are, so let's get started. In addition to individual character development and expansion, we're starting to get some payoff on plot threads and ideas that were set up in seasons and episodes past. There's a lot to unpack here, even though this particular arc is clearly far from over. But as we close the book on Season 4 and get ready for Season 5 later this month, there are some definite questions to be asked, not just of the characters and the story, but of the show itself. Before we get too deep though, let's run through what happened during this Steven Bomb. For that, we turn to the play-by-play. As Steven struggles with the meaning of his existence, Lion decides now is the perfect time to do what all cats do: throw up in inconvenient, hard-to-clean places. But hey, good news, he threw up a comically oversized key? With a new quest, unlocked, Steven backtracks through previous levels to see if he missed any loot. One Lawrence of Arabia-esque trek later, and hey presto, a door the key fits into. Surely this is the answer to Steven's question of his magical destiny. Nope, just a bunch of garbage Rose left behind. Upset at the implication, Steven punts the helmet. Surprise, it's a tape! For someone named Nora! Wait, who? Surprise again, Steven is Nora! Wait, what? Greg clears it up and Steven decides to chill a bit, but never mind that, it's Connie's dad! He's staking out Funland and Connie is, of course, adorable. Some Scooby-Dooing ensues and Doug fails physics, but they eventually corner the perp. It's Onion. Natch? Or is it Mysterious Shadow? But wait, this just in, breaking news! Lars can bake! And what timing, because here comes
but.
He invites everyone to a potluck and Lars freaks out faster than you can say bingo bongo. But holy snickerdoodles, he can actually for reals bake. It's party time, everyone shows up and everything is going great except Lars doesn't show up and things aren't going great. Mysterious Shadow. Hey, where's Jamie? Hey, where's Onion? Hey, it's Barb. Hey, where's Sadie? Hey, where's Lars? Hey, where's my dad? Shareware Lapis flies off, so Steven sets the gems on making mugshots. Connie nails the fundamentals, Amethyst went abstract, Pearl needs a deviant art, and Garnet lost the plot. They split into teams and look for this new gem, and naturally Steven and Connie find her. Of course, little and cute, as it always has in this show, equals evil, and it turns out Darla Dimple and her big gorilla were behind the disappearances. One very lopsided fight later and Connie gets gone too. It's later and oh snap, turns out Small Blue and Big Yellow are actually kind of a big deal. And it's time to try and get everyone back before it's too late. But wait, why did they take all of Steven's friends? Peridot's excellent note-taking, turns out. Time to fight, I guess. Well, that went poorly. But don't worry, Steven has a plan. The ladies take charge and are awesome, the men are generally useless, Laramie runs and hides, and they all get away. Except they don't. So Steven cuts a deal. One war criminal in exchange for the human safety. Deal done and gone. Whew, that's a lot. And the party is just getting started. This bomb isn't a small, isolated arc. It's not about the arrival of the first homeworld gems in millennia. It's not about how people are dealing with all the magical stuff. It's not the story of how Pearl and Garnet were on the rocks for a while, or Peridot's redemption, or even about saving Greg. We talked in the past during the week of Sardonyx about narrative arcs, and how according to Kurt Vonnegut's method of graphing them, whether the graph trends up or down is all relative to where you started. Link up there and in the doobly-doo. But what happens in this bomb isn't about one small portion of Steven's life. It's about what his whole life and even before has been inexorably leading to. This bomb is part of the arc of his existence, his magical destiny. But you know, that's a bit too much to cover in one episode, so why don't we just look at this bomb as part of a chapter in his life. This chapter began not during this bomb, but earlier, with Storm in the Room, where Steven asked the principal question that has been plaguing his life. What is my role? In fact, a bunch of people in this bomb ask the same question. Doug, by trying to be something other than Connie's silly dad, finds that being just that is perfect. Laramie tries to change his role by opening up about his baking skill and taking a risk and showing that side of himself to the cool kids at the potluck, which is a great step for him, even though he backed out. And Sadie realizes that rather than trying to serve as an agent of change in Laramie's life, trying to fix him, she should focus on fixing herself first. For Steven's part, the end of Storm in the Room saw him unsure about his role, but at least secure in the idea that he wasn't brought into this world to serve as an escape for Rose. Lion Part 4 showed him trying to figure it out, looking for clues, puzzle pieces as he puts it, into some hidden secret master plan Rose had for him. Through his search, he ultimately finds nothing, that there is no plan, at least not one that Greg knows about. As far as Greg knows, the only plan for Steven was for him to live whatever life he happens to have. No magical destiny required. To an extent, I kinda blame Connie for this. She was the one who put the whole magical destiny idea into his head in the first place back in Lion 2, the movie.
And obviously you have some sort of magical destiny. Why would you even care about something like Dogcopter?
But that's not even the real issue. The issue isn't some preordained plan set up by his mother, it's all the loose ends that have been left dangling since the beginning of the war. Lapis was one, so was the secession of Earth by Homeworld to the rebel forces, and then the use of the Diamond's weapon of mass corruption. Blue and Yellow's lack of closure is another one, so was the Geo-weapon and the corrupted fusion experiments. That's why Steven saying he inherited an interstellar war is one of the most accurate ways to describe what's going on. He didn't just inherit Rose's legacy because it's not over. The war didn't end just because Homeworld stopped fighting Earth. There are still a ton of issues left unresolved. The war isn't just a memory, it's still affecting people to this day, each part rearing its ugly head like a landmine that was never dug up. And this is where Steven sees things. First it's Jasper and Peridot coming, then it's the Gem Mutants, then it's the Cluster, then it's the Rubies, then Bismuth, then Jasper again, then Greg gets taken, and now it's this. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. It seems like it doesn't end. And with each new thing, he sees his friends and family and even planet in danger. And even if he and the Gems win this time, it's just gonna happen again, just like it always does, just like it always has. Unless he can stop it at the source. So what is the source? The source, as we know and as Steven knows, is Rose. Staging a rebellion is one thing, but she shattered Pink Diamond. That's why the Diamonds retreated from Earth, why the Cluster was left to incubate, why Yellow Diamond didn't want to listen to Peridot, and why she wanted to see Earth destroyed. Not for the sake of having the Cluster, but so she could have the pleasure of wiping it off the map, ridding the universe of where Pink Diamond was killed. Rose's actions in the war serve as the first snowball in the avalanche Steven is currently dealing with. It's the proverbial sins of the father, mother in this case, that Steven is suffering. However necessary, however justified Rose felt shattering Pink Diamond was, however it came about, from Steven's conversation with Bismuth and his reaction to the Point Break, the weapon Bismuth designed specifically to shatter gems, we know that Steven, as Rose at some point did, feels that shattering a gem is a step too far, a line in the sand, a point which cannot be crossed. With Rose having crossed it, she committed a gross injustice, and now for the sake of stopping this unending cycle, Steven is trying to correct that injustice by turning himself in. Rather than trying to divine a preordained magical destiny, he made his own choice as to how to move forward. And he says as much with this line.
She wouldn't have wanted this, but I do.
We are, at this point, very much in media res, in the middle of things. So there's no way for me to wrap this up. We can only wait and see what Steven does next. However, I can say this. This series has been building up to this for a long time now. It's been laying the groundwork ever since season 1 and has only been ramping up since. As a reminder, Cartoon Network hasn't renewed Steven Universe for a 6th season, and in an interview with Newsarama, Rebecca Sugar said that she was shooting for the moon and planned to write the show into a corner for season 5. Her words, not mine. Longtime viewers will know that I'm not one for speculation. However, when narrative tension climbs, it needs to have an equal release. This is the natural progression of things. And with the tension ratcheting up as high as it is, it's gonna need a big drop. To me, that feels like a narrative climax. And unless something crazy happens, like Steven managing to sway Blue Diamond to spare the Earth and not Yellow Diamond, thereby spawning a civil war or something, I'm thinking the issue of Homeworld versus Earth is going to get resolved. And yeah, that might mean season 5 is the final season. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's what we've learned this time on Steven Universe Universe. With 5 episodes, there are a lot of bits, so they'll be getting their own video. In the meantime, if you like the show, hit the like button. But if you like the show, you can become a supporter on Patreon, where you can get sneak peeks at upcoming projects, behind the scenes stuff, and special content just for you. They also get sneak peeks at upcoming projects like the aforementioned Project Phoenix. So if you really like this and my other videos, consider becoming a patron today. Link up there and in the doobly-doo. That's all for me. You will see me next time. Well, you'll hear me next time on the episode where we do all the bits for this week's arc. Next episode of Steven Universe is going to be on the 25th, so not this week, but next week. And I'll see you next time on Steven Universe Universe.